Hey everybody, Joseph Spada here, adult family home provider, author, marketing consultant, and instructor of the 48 Hours Administrator Training. I had the great pleasure yesterday of presenting 7 secrets to supercharge your adult family home marketing results, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you again for attending the presentation. I am so thrilled and very grateful for all the wonderful feedback you gave me. I'm glad it was really helpful to you. So, one of the questions I want to address today is something that came up after the workshop. Mr. John Ficker talked about the Adult Family Home Locator from the Adult Family Home Council that is coming online very soon. And it's going to be listing all the members of the council, and also is going to have an up-to-date vacancy listing. So it's going to track vacancies. You're going to be able to go and put in your vacancies, let the system know that you have an opening. Now, that is going to be an amazing tool, very, very helpful, and I absolutely encourage everyone to go ahead and list your adult family home as soon as you can, as soon as it's available. And if you're not a member of the Adult Family Home Council, do become a member and list your home there. This is going to be a very good tool. But the real question is, should you still have your own website? And if so, why? So in my opinion and estimation, the answer to this is absolutely yes. And I'm going to walk you through as to why that is the case. The most important thing is that most consumers are not looking for you. And it's really important to understand that the Adult Family Home Locator is only going to be really helpful for a relatively modest percentage of the entire pool of people who could be great potential clients for you, right? So we're talking about the tool being very useful for people who are actively shopping for care. What we mean by actively shopping is they are in a nursing home or in a rehab center / nursing home, and or maybe in an assisted living, and they've been given notice, and these folks need a place right away. So the opening status, the vacancy status, is going to be extremely helpful for that. But again, you need to remember that's only a segment of the entire pool of people that need help. The other thing is that those that are going to come through the Adult Family Home Locators, obviously that's not going to be a senior referral situation, so there won't be, or I assume there is not going to be a fee associated with it, and if there is in the future, it's probably going to be modest. It's really a tool for the members. The other people are really going to be working mostly with senior placement services. As you know, things have really changed. It's not how it used to be that providers were able to work directly with social workers and discharge planners. Now, most of these folks being discharged are being discharged through the senior placement services, aka referral agents or bed brokers, right? So high fees associated with that. But again, we're talking about a relatively small percentage, because you have another 20% of people who are not in that situation. They're not in an urgent situation, but they're definitely open to you. They probably maybe have heard of adult family homes. They kind of understand what their options are, but they're not in an urgent situation where they're being discharged now and they really need to know if you have a vacancy or not. These are great folks to be on your wait list. In fact, most of my wait list is from these people and the other 20% who may be aware of their long-term care options, including possibly adult family homes. But again, they're not actively shopping. There's no urgency. And, they're, for all intents and purposes, okay for the time being. Then you have another 20% of people who are probably needing help, but they're completely unconscious that you even exist. Okay, so these guys are not necessarily looking. They don't even know you're there. They don't really understand their options, but they may be home being cared for by a spouse or an adult child. They may be in a nursing home and maybe they've been there for a while. They don't really know their option. They just know things are working right now. And finally, the last 30%, it's a big segment. These are people who are pretty clear that they're going to stay where they are. They don't need to look for anything new. They're content. They're maybe home. They have a good setup. sufficient funds to afford one-on-one care, and they're really not looking for any changes in their circumstances. So these people are clear no's, all right? So while the top 10% of people who are actively shopping, there's literally a feeding frenzy. All the referral placement services are after those actively looking to be placed. Social workers are calling them because they're worried about emptying their bed as soon as possible. And so there is a lot of competition for that 10%. And again, if you are looking at statewide, we have close to 2,800 homes. You take that small segment who needs to be placed actively. So these guys are going to have to be right inside your neighborhood, and they're going to need to make sure that you have an opening. And so, it's going to be great to be on there again, but I would not count on this being what's going to keep you full and what's going to keep your pipeline filled and or your phone ringing. So actually you have some choice to discern who you take. I mean, I was talking to some providers yesterday who said, they have an opening and all of a sudden they are feeling really pressured to take this one DSHS client because they don't know when the next referral is going to come. Well, that's a really tough situation to be. That's why you want to focus on this 60% right here that's inside that red box. Okay, these are all potential clients. It constitutes about 60% of the entire pool of people who could use and needs your services. Okay, they need some information, they need some educating, they need some awareness, and that is all something that you can very easily do. And that is 60% of the pool. So it's a much larger pool for you to dip in and to get more leads. All right, that's where most of my clients come from. That's why my ratio of paid referral is only about 30%. So 3 out of 10 are paid referrals. The other 7 are self-referred. Okay. So that's my encouragement to you. Focus on that 60%. And yes, do be on the Adult Family Home Locator from the Adult Family Home Council. All right. A few more reasons for you. It's consumer behavior. Most people today, as soon as they hear about you, your name, or they pass by your home and see your street sign, if you happen to have one, first thing they do is they go on Google and they are going to look you up. They want to hear and learn about who you are and what you do before they go ahead and call you. So having your own website is really the primary and best way to make an amazing first impression with them, build some credibility, maybe establish your stability. Again, these days the media is not very favorable to adult family homes. They like bad press anyway, so people are weary and trust is low in general. So having a nice website really gives you an opportunity to show that stability, that you're not an overnight provider, that you're here for the long run, and also give you a chance to establish some authority depending on the content of your website. Right? So let me close up by addressing this big myth again that because you pay referral agents and you pay other services, then therefore they should be doing your marketing for you. And the truth is, most of them need to market their own services. They need clients just like you need clients. But the point is, they are really not here to market you. And I talked about that at length yesterday, so I'm not going to go over it right now. But again, being on Choice or being on A Place for Mom or being in any other website that is not your own website is not really effective marketing. It's costly. It causes you to be paying more referral fees. And again, they are going to do with those referrals what they will, and it may not be to send them to you, right? Again, they're worried about marketing their own business, not yours. So, with that said, again, back to mindset number 1, don't wait or expect other people to do your own marketing. You should proactively do your marketing and take responsibility for getting your phone to ring. You're going to be so much happier. You're going to have more prosperity. You're going to have more leads, which will give you more choices and help you do a much better job in the long run. With that, I wish you great success. I hope to see you in the Adult Family Home Marketing Roadmap full day workshop. I know you're going to love it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I hope it was helpful to you, and I wish you a great day. We'll talk soon.